Hi, I'm Jerry James Stone. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to store potatoes. This works for regular old boiling potatoes, red potatoes, couch potatoes, whatever. This is how you store them. Let's get to it. Storing potatoes is pretty simple, actually. For the most part, without getting into too much of the specifics, potatoes are really just the stem of the plant, right? So that's kind of what you're eating. They like being in a dark, cool place, kind of like me. So it's really important that you keep potatoes out of the sun. When potatoes are in the sun, when they're exposed to too much light, they actually produce a chemical called solanine, and it's actually what potatoes use to protect themselves in nature. This solanine, when they're exposed to light, makes them really kind of bitter and just like not tasty. So storing them in a dark, cool place is really important. The best way to do that is to store them in a brown paper bag. Just brown paper bag, opened up. You don't want to store them in plastic, and you definitely don't want to store them in a sealed plastic bag because they don't like the moisture. That sealed plastic bag is going to trap that moisture in, which is just really unpleasant for potatoes. So when they're stored in a brown paper bag, you want to keep that bag open. Keep it open and place it somewhere that's a cool and sort of well-ventilated dark place. So storing them on the counter is not the best place for potatoes. If they are exposed to too much light, that actually can turn the potato green. Now, this isn't the worst thing, it's just chlorophyll, but it's still safe to eat, but it's not pleasant. And honestly, if you eat too much of it, it's gonna give you stomach problems. I'll just leave it at that. So keeping them in that dark, cool place, like in a paper bag, is really important. The ideal temperature for potatoes is somewhere between 45 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So like, if you can have a spot that in your house, in your garage, wherever, that you can store them that kind of keeps at that temperature, that's where they're gonna perform best. And they also like just a little bit of humidity. One place to never ever store your potatoes, even though I said they do like a dark, cool place, never store them in the fridge. Putting potatoes in the fridge actually takes those starches within the potato and starts converting them into sugars. And that result just makes for a really unpleasant taste when it comes to potatoes, but also kind of hard to work with when you come to baking or cooking. And lastly, you want to make sure that you keep your potatoes from anything that's ethylene producing. This is like apples, bananas, those types of produce that produce that ethylene gas will actually cause the potatoes to ripen faster than they're supposed to. And it also just kind of degrades the quality, which is why especially, and I know this is gonna shock you, never ever store your potatoes next to onions or garlic for that very reason. Stored properly, potatoes can last up to 3 months this way. I've even had them last up to 6 months and still keep fresh. So that's how you store them. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If there's something that you want to see, just drop a comment down below. And hey, if you like to cook like I do, I release new videos every single week. So see you next time. And lastly, what you want to do is you want to keep your potatoes away from anything that's ethylene producing. So this is basically a growth hormone, not growth hormone, what's it called?